What's up, guys? Cast back with a new Star Wars video today. So, Star Wars Celebration Day 1 has officially ended. So, in this video, I'm focusing on the movie side of things. So, yeah, we're going to talk about the movies in this video, but there's obviously a lot more videos that are coming that I will put out. They will be coming out after this video, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's get into the movie news we got at Star Wars Celebration in Japan. So yeah, what we're going to start off with is the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. So there was a trailer that was shown. I don't know why people were saying it was going to be released online publicly. I knew it wasn't going to be because it's not coming out until next year. But for some reason people thought it was going to be released online for some reason. But they did reveal a trailer, obviously behind the doors there at Celebration, and obviously people have already filmed it and that, and there's photos all over the internet now of what was shown. So, yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, it looks quite good. It looks really interesting, and we finally know who Sigourney Weaver's going to be playing as well. So, yeah. But yeah, I am very excited about The Mandalorian and Grogu. So, yeah. But some of the stuff we see in that trailer is quite interesting. So, we do see The Mandalorian Din Djarin to be working for the New Republic, which we got the tease of at the end of Mandalorian Season 3. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we see him in this image here with Zeb, for example, from Rebels, because we did see Zeb in last season. So, yeah. But yeah, Zeb looks quite good. I'm excited to see Zeb. That's one thing I'm looking forward to. We've pretty much got most of the Ghost crew in live action now. So, that's really exciting. We also do get a first look at Sigourney Weaver and who she's playing. So I am really excited about this. It seems she's just playing a New Republic pilot, basically. So yeah, and we see her hanging out with some BD droids, and there's another image with her and the director Jon Favreau, who's obviously directing the film, because he was obviously one of the creators of the show as well. But yeah, I like the little image with the BD droids. We do see her inside the New Republic outpost as well that we saw last season. So yeah, just a normal uniform out of her pilot uniform. So yeah, that looks really cool. We do get some shots of some Unsalins as well, which look like they're in Grogu's little pram, which is quite funny. But yeah, we get a shot of our first look at Rotter the Hutt. Oh my god. This is looking interesting now, because obviously we knew that Rotter the Hutt was going to be involved somehow, and he looks buff as hell, man. And it seems like he's in a fighting arena or something. So we did get a leak about Rotter being involved ages ago, and I did talk about it on the channel. And obviously maybe Embo from Clone Wars might get involved, because we both had those characters in Clone Wars. Obviously Rotter was a baby back then, but Embo, bounty hunter from the Clone Wars, he might be. We didn't see him, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if that comes true. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But Jeremy Allen White is playing Rotter the Hutt, which is really cool. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. But yeah, I mean, there is another shot we see of Din and Grogu riding an old Clone Wars Republic 80 RT, I believe it was called, Walker from the Clone Wars, which is really cool, on this like sort of snowy planet going up against some Imperial AT-AT walkers. So, and we see the shot of the AT-AT walkers, and that looks so cool. But yeah, apparently they did actually build the set of the AT-AT walker, because we get an image of Dave Filoni like inside the actual set from a celebration we see. But yeah, it looks really cool, to be honest. But yeah, I'm a big fan of what Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have done with like the Mando sort of era so far. And it'll be interesting to see how this is going to do in theatres next year. And we did get a little release date for it as well, which is obviously coming out in 22nd of May 2026. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be interesting to see how it does during May, because obviously usually Star Wars does well, like movies in December. They did test it out with Solo, but obviously it didn't make the money that it needed. But I think that was because that film came out at the same time as like Avengers Infinity War and Deadpool, I think. Deadpool 2, I believe. Which I don't think they should have released it then. I think they should have kept it to December. But it kind of feels like they're doing the same thing again, Disney, because Avengers Secret Wars is coming out in May as well. So it's a bit concerning. I'm just a little bit worried about the release schedule that Disney's doing for this movie, so close to that movie. But I don't know. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the news on the Mandalorian and Grogu that I've got, to be honest. Like, I'm pretty excited for it. It looked really impressive from what I've seen online and that from Celebration. But yeah, let's talk about the next movie that got announced, because we got a new movie that got announced at Star Wars Celebration. So yeah, we got this new movie called Star Wars Starfighter, and this film is something really interesting, to be fair. This is the film that is being directed by Shawn Levy, who obviously you know that did Deadpool and Wolverine recently. So yeah, quite exciting. And the rumour about Ryan Gosling being in his film is 100% true, because he came out on stage at Star Wars Celebration, which was really cool, and they confirmed that he will be playing a new character in this film, probably like a scoundrel or pilot, as it's called Starfighter, this film. So yeah, so the description of the film we've got is that this film takes place a few years after the events of The Rise of Skywalker and the sequel trilogy, basically. So, and there is actually a release date, May 28th, 2027. Yeah. Now thinking about it, I think this movie is coming around about the same time as Secret Wars, I think. So I think I might have said that Mandalorian and Grogu might have been, but ignore that. I think it's this film that's coming out close. So yeah, like I said, it's a little bit concerning with the release schedule, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Because they obviously did something similar with Solo and that before, but I don't know. I think Disney need to think about that, to be honest, but I think Star Wars performs better in the December when it comes to movies, Christmas time. But I can see why they're not doing it, because obviously I think Avatar might be coming out or something. Yeah. But yeah, I might be wrong about that. But yeah, you can correct me down below. But yeah, so Star Wars Starfighter. Now this is interesting. This gave me, when I heard this and when I first saw the logo and that, I instantly thought of the video game. So yeah, you know what's funny? I saw Jeff Keighley put a tweet out of the image of the video game as well, which is really funny. So yeah, because I remember having that video game back in the day on like the PS2 and that, so, and that was actually a really fun game, to be fair. But obviously that's set in like before the prequels, like before Phantom Menace, that game. But yeah, but this game, I really like that game, to be fair. But going back to this movie though, this movie is something exciting. I do wonder if this is the project, that Rogue Squadron project, that's just been turned into something else now. I do wonder if that was basically this, because it might have been. So who knows? But yeah, we've actually got 2 Star Wars films with release dates and actors actually casting, and they've at a filming. And I believe they said they're going to start filming this year. I think that's what they said as well. But yeah, I did see, because this is a few years after the sequel trilogy as well, there may be potentially some sequel trilogy characters that might appear. I don't know if it would be anyone big like Rey or Finn. Maybe Poe. It might be the only big character that could come back, because he was a pilot for the Resistance, so potentially him. But yeah, who knows? It'd be interesting to see. But yeah, overall, we've now got more Star Wars movies that have been announced, but are they actually going to come out? At least with these 2 movies, we know they're coming out, it seems like. So yeah, but yeah, like, we've still obviously got other Star Wars films on the way. So obviously, like, Lucasfilm has confirmed the following Star Wars movies are still currently in development. So the Dawn of the Jedi, which is the James Mangold film, being directed by him, which is like the beginning of the Jedi Order, or the Force, basically. We've also got the New Jedi Order movie with Daisy Ridley's Rey Skywalker. So yeah, that's still in development. Obviously, we just talked about this new movie, the Shawn Levy one with Ryan Gosling, which we now know is called Star Wars Starfighter. The Taika Waititi Untitled movie is still happening, apparently. So yeah, we don't know when that's coming. And then obviously we did report about this before on the channel, that the Simon Kinberg Star Wars trilogy is coming as well. So who knows what that's going to be about. But yeah, that's the following movies that we're apparently getting at the moment. So yeah, that's still in development. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all the movie news for Star Wars that we got from Star Wars Celebration that I wanted to talk about in this video. But yeah, guys, what are your thoughts? Are you excited for the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which is coming out next year? Or are you excited for this new Star Wars Starfighter movie? Like, just let me know down below. I'm looking forward to both of these. Like, I'm a Star Wars fan, so I'll always be looking forward to this. But yeah, I'm quite excited. Star Wars Celebration's off to a good start. But yeah, there's a lot of announcements this week happening, so stay tuned to the channel because I've got a lot of content coming out this weekend. So stay tuned, alright guys? I'll see you guys in the next one.